Right now, let's tell you what kind of defense Minnesota has. It's impressive. Al Baker and Chris Dolman are the ends. Henry Thomas and Keith Millard the tackles. The linebackers are David Howard, Scott Studwell, and Jesse Solomon. In the secondary, Isaac Holt, who has blocked a punt already. Carl Lee, the other cornerback. John Harris, and outstanding strong safety Joey Browner make up the Minnesota defense, which has only yielded 6 points after the first quarter this season. 1st and 10 on the 13, Philadelphia. Cunningham, short drop, hits Chris Carter. Ridden out of bounds at the 16 by Carl Lee. Rest of the offense. Cunningham goes down. Jesse Solomon with help from Keith Millard. And right now it's been a piece of cake. Over 2 yards of rush. 1st and 10 at the 28 of Philadelphia. Cunningham, bread and butter pass, won't get it off. Keith Millard. Second sack of the game by the Vikings.
Millard gets in right now, and this is a quick 3-step drop. That's very difficult for a defensive lineman to get in on a quarterback when he's taking that short drop. But Millard is having a field day going against Tamburello and Singletary up front.
Now Millard lines up as a left. Allowed it to spin. Cunningham is dumped. Chris Dolman. The 3rd sack of the game by the Minnesota defense. First by Dolman.
Dolman's going to come from outside of your screen on the left side. He just runs right around Darwin and hits Randall Cunningham.
Make a good halfback.
Yeah, I'm sure he's happy being quarterback. Quarterbacks get paid a lot more than halfbacks. Live longer, too.
1st and 5 at the 39. Down he goes. He was in the grass. Dolman and Millard.
This is Millard, number 75, working against Tamburello again, and that's just a mismatch there. He's right inside on top of Cunningham before he even gets set. Dolman with the cleanup work. We're seeing some great defensive line.
Greg Garrity in the game, number 86 in motion. Loose ball. Byers has it. Has blocking. And Byers is hit at the 5-yard line. That looked like it might be good for Philadelphia. Disaster for the Eagles. Great for the Vikings. And it comes out to be a net gain of about 0.
Why don't you do this replay? I'm not sure I can handle all this action. Cunningham has a receiver there, but the ball gets knocked away by Henry Thomas, and now it's a free-for-all. This was the receiver that Cunningham was going for, though, is Byers, and this is just pure fun.
Cunningham is always one to watch. 1st down on the 21 for Philadelphia. Down he goes. Keith Millard. 6 sacks today by the Vikings. Millard has half of them.
A lot of players are making their incentive clauses on sacking the quarterback today. Reggie White's had a wonderful day, and so has Keith Millard.
3.5 sacks. He also combined with Solomon. Big game for Keith Millard, who said that, I don't know about any pressure going against a guy I can beat, talking about Reggie Singletary. He remembers Brad Edelman last year in the playoffs in New Orleans.
He does a great job of studying his opponent on tape and then finding out which of the 2 guards is the weaker of the 2, and he goes after that guy.
Loss of 9 that time. 2nd down. Cunningham drills it to Mike Quick, who can't hold on to it. Joey Browner covering on the play. And he hit Mike Quick awfully hard, and Quick is shaken up.
Might have just knocked the wind out of him. Let's hope that's all it is to that one. This ball is dangerously thrown to the inside when you have your receiver on the sideline in this dead area, you want to try to lead him away from the safety that's coming over, and you especially want to lead him away from a safety that can hit like Joey Browner.
And a clean hit, and Browner concerned of Mike Quick's condition. We'll come back to the Metrodome in just a moment. Mike Quick still having trouble, is sacked back at the 5 by Keith Millard again. 4.5 sacks for Keith Millard on 3rd and long as the Vikings stormed in.
Millard's number 75, and again it's Tamburello who can't quite hold him down. And he is right in on Cunningham before Randall can do a thing. Block them all. The Eagles haven't been able to do that, but either then you got to go to the trap or the draw play. They ran the draw successfully that time.
And Mike Quick has come back in for the Eagles. Cunningham down by Doug Martin. Doug Martin celebrates his return to the Minnesota Vikings after a lengthy holdout by getting the 8th sack of the game for the Minnesota defense.
Thigh muscle.
Bucky Scribner ready to kick. Mark Konechny is back for the Eagles. The kick is blocked by Philadelphia. Picked up by Hogue. And the Eagles will have the ball inside the 15-yard line. Andre Waters might have blocked the kick, and Hogue was there to pick it up. And so, 13 to 1:51 to go. Cunningham to Jackson. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Pete Jackson with a 13-yard catch, and the Eagles have tied the game at 20 apiece. And the kick is good, and the Eagles have regained the lead 21 to 20 with 1 minute and 47 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. A dramatic turnaround, and it's the Eagles who finally come in and block a Minnesota punt. And that's the big play that may turn this thing around.
Jackson is just out of your screen to the left. He's going to run a corner route, good pass protection, and he beats the linebacker, Chris Martin.
With 1:43 remaining and 3 timeouts left, and keep in mind that all the Vikings need is to get in field goal range to attempt to win this game.
The question is, what is field goal range for Chuck Nelson? He has had difficulty kicking balls at over 40 yards. Right now, if the Vikings were to advance the ball down the field 40 yards, they would leave themselves with about a 45-yarder. So maybe they got to go 50 yards.
Well, here again, it's up perhaps to the Eagle defense. They got him back in the game, and here they are now. Rick Penny, the running back, with Allen Rice. 1st and 10 on the Viking 32. Kramer. And Kramer looks like he might have been able to pick up some more yardage. It was open field, and at least try to get to the sideline. Clock is running. The Vikings now will call a timeout.
Oh, you're exactly right, Dick. If he got to the sidelines, regardless of
kicking the score.
Very similar to the Eagles game last week against the Redskins, where the defense made the proper adjustments in the second half and really controlled the game.
Kramer, by the way, has completed 4 of his last 5 passes. 2nd and 5 on the Vikings 37. Kramer and Leo Lewis can't handle it, out of bounds. Todd Bell defending. Washington underway with a lead over Phoenix, 7-0. Some of you will see that game after this. Kramer, again off the fingertips of Leo Lewis, incomplete. Perfect 4 for 4 when they've gone for it on 4th down. Kramer's rush. He gets it to Rice. 1st down, Minnesota at the 47-yard line. Evans on the stop. And the Vikings are now 5 for 5 this year on 4th down plays. And Minnesota will call a timeout. And they have 1 left. Carter defended by the rookie Eric Allen to the bottom of your picture. Kramer going for Carter. He's got it. Clock stopped with a minute to play. 27 yards. Waters and Hopkins defending.
There are players in every sport that can dominate the game at any time. We're watching one of them right now. Anthony Carter, unbelievable catch, a fine throw, but you go to your money man and he delivers.
And he gets out of bounds.
Well, it's just not many things he doesn't do right on the football field. And he enjoys what he does. He plays with a certain flair, and he comes up with a big play when it's needed most.
A minute to go, first down. 26-yard line of the Eagles, getting closer to Chuck Nelson's range. Allen Rice to the 25. Mike Pitts on the stop. And a little bit quiet. 2nd and 9. Here's Penny. Penny gets a couple, and they're going to look like they're just happy to set up what could be a long field goal attempt for Chuck Nelson. 19 seconds to go, and the Minnesota Vikings apparently have called their last timeout.
I know Chuck Nelson would like for his offense to be a little more aggressive and to go for it.
22-yard line. No more timeouts left. Chuck Nelson getting set to come in. Kramer on play action. He hits Carter. Inside the 10, out of bounds, stops the clock. It's good enough for a first down. Roynell Young covering on the play. Picked up 13 on that.
The Eagles came with a safety blitz here. Andre Waters is pressuring Kramer, but this is the main man, as we said earlier. Just no contest there as Carter has simple turnout patterns. And now we're going to look at Mr. Nelson coming in for the winning field goal potential.
Chuck Nelson is 2 for 3 on the day. He's made good on field goals from 22 and 27 yards. He missed his last attempt from 45. This is a 26-yard attempt. Chris Foot is the center. Scribner holds with 18 seconds to go. The Eagles lead it 21-20. And the marker is down. And a delay of the game called against the Vikings.
Exceeding the clock, 30 seconds. 5 yards, still first down.
I don't think it really matters at this point on the field whether he has to move back 5 yards or not. Interesting, though, that they're going to first down for the winning points and not letting the clock run all the way down. The Eagles will, if this kick is good, or if it's not, will get the ball back.
So, in essence, they're playing this the way you would play an overtime game. They're not taking any chances.
They're not taking any chances with the fumble, snap, or anything. They're going for the winner right now.
Here it is, 32-yard attempt coming up for Nelson. Eagles lead the Vikings by 1. The kick is perfect. Put 3 wide receivers to the right. With 11 seconds to go, this crowd ready to erupt if they can hold the Eagles. Cunningham going deep. It's intercepted by Minnesota. And it's Isaac Holt with 2 seconds remaining. And for Randall Cunningham, a tough day that started off in most disappointing fashion. The offense was totally out of sync, and then he got going, hitting quick, and he tried to get something here.
He throws this ball about 70 yards. In fact, he throws it too far. He outthrows his 3 white-shirted teammates, and none of them are in position to jump up and try to deflect that ball or catch it themselves.
Isaac Holt with the interception, and the pass was intended for Carter. Joey Browner was shaken up on the play. 2 seconds remain in this game. And the Minnesota Vikings will go on to their 3rd victory in 4 starts with a 23-21 triumph over the Philadelphia Eagles.
And if you look ahead at their schedule, Dick, it looks pretty good for Minnesota. Next week they're at Miami, and then the following 2 weeks they're home in the Metrodome to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers. So this injury, though, to Joey Browner does not look good Unbelievable that you can play 59 minutes and 58 seconds of a football game and maybe lose your best player with 2 seconds.
What happened to the bridge last week in the Chicago-Minnesota game? This will be the final play of the game, and the Minnesota Vikings come back and defeat the Philadelphia Eagles on a kick by Chuck Nelson to win it. So for Dan Faust, this is Dick Stockton saying so long from Minnesota. The final score, the Vikings 23, the Eagles 20.